Hi everybody, Adam here. Welcome back to our Lego room. In today's video, excited to show you guys three new instruction set books that I picked up off of Amazon for three pretty cool and distinct looking train cars. All three of these were designed by MP Lines. We have featured their instruction set books on the channel before. Big fan of the work that they do. And these three look like they will be excellent additions to our collection. One of the things that is a big key sort of focal point for me is to always be on the lookout for different and interesting looking train cars, locomotives, etc. And these three really fit the bill. Quite eye-catching, and I think they should be a lot of fun to build. So let's take a closer look at each one of them. First up, we've got the Uranium ore car. This one caught my eye for a couple of different reasons. One, really like the surface detailing around the perimeter of the car. I think they've done an excellent job with all those different angles and surfaces. Really nice details around the wheels as well. And I think it looks really cool to have what I'm assuming is the uranium ore exposed on the top here. Should make for a really cool looking car. And one of the other things that really appealed to me about this particular train car is I feel like we actually have a lot of the parts that we need for this in our collection currently. So I think we should be able to put it together or at least get a good way into it without even needing to order any parts, which is kind of cool and appealing. So really looking forward to building this one. It's good to note each of the instruction set books comes with a part list so that you can easily sort of hunt down the parts that you need either in your own collection or you can easily order them on Bricklink. So really handy, nice to see that. Also worth noting, the instructions are laid out in a really nice, clear way, basically like you're working through a standard Lego set. So really appreciate that. I think this car, not only is going to look pretty amazing, but should be a lot of fun to build as well. And looking forward to seeing if we can get, obviously want to build at least one of these, but this is something I could see easily building 3 or 4 to add into a train and would result in some pretty unique cargo and a fun train to not only run around the layout here in the Lego room, but also to take out to shows as well. So really happy with this instruction set. Next up, we have the British Flask car. This is actually the newest set of instructions that MP Lines has put out. They were released just recently and were the sort of prompt for me to go and pick up some more instruction books. So really excited about this one. As I said, all of these are sort of unique and different in their own way. And for this particular train car, really like the different layout and structure of the car. You can see the center part here is mounted on the 2 end pieces. So no wheels underneath that. And then you've got these 2 sort of mini cars that are at each end, balancing and holding that central piece. Really cool, interesting layout, definitely going to be something that catches your eye from a distance and up close. So really appreciate that. And it looks like in addition to, some great details and work on the central part of the car, there's a lot of interesting details around the end caps as well with some of the bars and railings in there. So really appreciate that. Also think it's kind of cool that in the back of this particular instruction book, we have this section here near the back of the book that shows alternate coloring and sort of layout options for the train car, which I think is really cool. Gives you some different sort of ideas and gets the creative juices flowing. I could see, this particular version of it down here with the yellow and the black working really well, not only in a standard train, but you could incorporate that into more of a space Blacktron themed train, which could be a lot of fun. So really appreciate those extra details there and the inclusion of that in the book. And then last but not least, we've got the uranium oxide transport. Definitely more of a uranium theme to these instruction sets than anything else, but more of a coincidence. This is just another sort of eye-catching train car that really sort of spoke to me and caught my eye as I was looking through the different instruction sets. Love the coloring on it here, again with the red. I think that is a cool aspect of both of these cars. Really helps them pop and stand out. But also just really liked the inclusion of these canisters, barrels on the top of the train car here in between the different sections. I think an interesting touch, an interesting build feature, and again, just speaks to a lot of interesting elements across these different builds that I think will make the train cars interesting on their own, but even more interesting when they're paired up with other cars in a train and when they're around the layout and some of the sidings. Should be some really cool end results here to see as we have these displayed and running around our layout here in the Lego room and out at train shows as well. So overall, super happy with these new instruction books. I'll include a link below to the Amazon sort of listing page where you can see all of the excellent instruction sets that MP Lines is selling. Highly recommend checking them out and looking forward to starting to build these. Like I said, I think we are in a pretty good place to probably get most of the uranium ore car put together with what we currently have in the Lego room here. But, other than that, these will enter our queue to build. It may take a little bit before we get around to them, but looking forward to getting these put together and in action around the layout. Definitely going to need to keep working on some additional sidings and places to not only run trains, but to display them when they're not in action around the layout. But that's a nice problem to have, and really looking forward to seeing how these ones come together and fit into our collection. Now, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. And thank you very much for watching. We will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.